Okay, there we go. No, I got you. I got you, Kim. I just hit.
Yeah.
There we go. What up, boy?
I'm in this joint, man. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, bro.
they wasn't gonna knock this interview tonight, bro. Not tonight.
Man, I
Yo, how
can't
you
believe
feeling,
it,
man?
Huh?
How you feeling?
I'm good, bro. How you feeling, man? The family
Hey,
good?
I'm good, man. I need your barber, man, because you see me, I'm going through it right now.
Hey, bro, I did this myself, man. I learned how to cut my own hair in college.
All right. So yo, let's get on into it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, let's get into it.
So where we at? Class of what?
94, man. Rugged
Class
Raw
94.
94.
Class 94. We gonna go first. Let's go first basketball, then we gonna go football.
Bet.
All right. So what was it like playing on that class 94 basketball team?
Dude, it was great, man. I mean, it was a legendary year. I mean, you know, we didn't finish what we started.
Right.
You know, going into that year, we felt we was going to win it all and win the state championship.
Right.
You know, we lost to No Township at the end, but dude, we had a lot of great wins and a lot of great memories. Going into the county tournament and beating Elizabeth, which is a top 5, top 10 team in the state. You know, we had a great year, man. It just felt like, you know, it's funny. I was talking to Ike the other day, Isaac Nelson, and it just felt like the way that year ended, it wasn't supposed to end that way.
Right. That was y'all early last dance.
Dude, that was it, man. And the funny thing is, the team that won it all, we crushed in a scrimmage at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, I remember. I was a little nigga. I was a little nigga coming around, playing with you guys. Well, not playing with you guys, but tagging along, big brother. I had no choice. You know what I'm saying? But I saw a lot of potential, and I saw you guys just like you guys, and I think I described it best. You guys were that Bulls dynasty before the Bulls dynasty on a high school level. On a high school level.
Now, we did have a dynasty thing going, man. Like Mazik and those guys before us, and then Purnell and all of those cats, man. Like the way Coach Griffin ran his program, it was an expectation. And you know, when we came in young, Lamont had an opportunity. Lamont Adams, now Lamont Muhammad, got a chance to play up varsity as a freshman and get a jacket, and that set the tone for us. Like we all wanted a jacket. Like we all wanted that state championship jacket. And when you saw the years before us, that was the motivation. It's like, man, I want a jacket. I want a burgundy and gray, a burgundy and silver jacket. And that's what motivated us, man. And we was fortunate enough to win it all our sophomore year, you know, with Dwayne Arrington. And it was crazy, man, because we didn't have no business winning that year.
Now, from what I was told and from what I saw, from a bit of what I saw, you was the go-to guy on numerous occasions. And like your worst game was having about like 12 points. I was like,
you know what? Really? I was never the go-to. Lamont and Isaac and Chimo King was the go-to. I can't even fake. But there was moments during that year in the sectionals and things like that that I would show up big. But it was only because those guys were the first, second, and third option. I was more of a defender, rebounder, dirty worker. But there were moments and times where I would flash and get double digits in big games. Like my sophomore years in the sectional against Roselle, I ended up getting double digits. And then my senior year in the county tournament against Elizabeth, that was a low scoring game, man. I think we only scored about 44 points, and I had 10 points in that game, which was big.
Yeah. I mean, like, come on, man. You can't downplay that.
I ain't gonna downplay that, man. But I don't want to take too much credit either, because I know Lamont, Isaac, and Chimo, and your brother. Those were the dudes. Those were the dudes, man, playing basketball, man. I was just there to help them.
Yeah, but that was a great opportunity too, man. But like now, real quickly, how many rings did you get? How many jackets and rings did you get?
Yo, we got 3. I got 3. Lamont had 4 because I was a freshman. But literally, we won it all our sophomore year. We lost our junior and senior year, but we got 3 jackets, man.
Yeah, I remember. I was trying to put them in, like me. I can't put them in chronological order, but I know for a fact that you guys got at least 3-4 chips off of there.
Dude, what's crazy about it is our only championship was our sophomore year, but our best team and our highest ranked team was our senior year. Because even our sophomore year, after winning it all, I think we finished in the States maybe like 19, 17 in the state. But in '94, our senior year, dude, at one point we was like fifth in the state after we beat Elizabeth. And then when we lost in the state championship, man, I think we finished top 10 in the state, which is huge. And no team before us had a top 10 finish in the state. So that was big.
Damn, yeah, because I know for a fact. Now, Kendall, I can hear you and I can see you a little bit, but your Wi-Fi a little bit choppy, just a little bit.
Dang. Let me see.
Just a little bit.
Can you hear me now?
No, I hear you perfectly, but you kind of choppy.
My visual?
Yeah, your visual. Oh shit. No. Go back.
No, I'm sorry, dog. I got an iPhone 6, man. I
me?
still got the old school joint.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, you all right? Well, you back now. I can see you now. All right. Yeah. All right. Yeah. That's better. That's good. We'll work with this. We'll work with this one. All right. So now Central basketball. You played down in Central.
Yeah, man. You talking about Central Park?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Nah, that was the best. That was the best time. It was funny, man. As a hooper, as Lamont and those cats, and they would go to Central all the time.
Right.
And every now and then I would go, man, and that was always the best basketball you could play. If you could compete at Central, you could compete anywhere.
Right. And then that was the thing. And now, I mean, like, I'm doing basketball and football, of course, but and I'm definitely bring you back on for another football chat. We're gonna get to the football, but just like real briefly, I'm just doing both because I had you up here with Roger Wingate. Roger Wingate was a big dog too, man. And another name that I brought up, we spoke earlier, Kenny Rogers. He wasn't from Hillside, but that kid, like he was my supervisor over at FedEx.
Yeah.
And he talked about you like, yo, Kendall Ogle. I'm like, yo, this guy's a fucking god.
I appreciate Kenny, man. Like, we played together at college at the University of Maryland.
Yeah, okay.
And, Maryland, man, I had a good career there, man. Like Maryland, it was funny. Like I had a decent career in high school. I could argue my career was better in college as a linebacker. Yeah, man. Like I ended up, man, I don't know if you knew, but I ended up getting drafted in the NFL, man, in the '99 draft. I was drafted in the 6th round. I was all ACC as a linebacker, man. I led our conference in tackles 2 years in a row. So, dude, it was like I had a good career in college, man. We couldn't win football games. But individually, man, like I had a decent career, man. I can't complain about that.
Okay, yeah. All right, so let's get over to football then. Now, at the University of Maryland, because Kenny, that's what all he talked about, Maryland football. He said you guys was just like the best. Like you said, couldn't win a game, but he said you guys were like the best. Like on paper and how you practice, you guys were just awesome. So now, like, take me through there. Take me through there.
So, dude, we had a lot. So in '96, my sophomore year, on defense, 8 of the 11 starters went to the NFL. We had one first rounder. His name was Chad Scott. He was a DB that went to Pittsburgh. I went in the 6th round. My fellow linebacker, his name was Eric Barton, who played 13 years in the NFL. He went in the 5th round, played in the Super Bowl against Tampa, but lost. We had a corner named Lewis Sanders who went in like the 4th round. We had 2 defensive ends that went in the 6th round, a dude named Eric Abago and another guy named Al Wallace. We had a dude named Eric Hicks who had 16 sacks for the Kansas City Chiefs playing at the defensive end spot. Dude, we was tough. And like those years, like we were so good on defense, but we weren't good on offense. And like this is when the ACC was tough. Like Florida State was always the #1 team in the conference in the country. Would have Tiki and Rondé Barber and Sharper and Fairton had dudes. North Carolina had Dre Bly and Vonnie Holiday. Dude, it was
Yeah.
tough. Even Georgia Tech was good. So we would like always finish the season like 5-6, 4-7, a game away from really being 6-5, and we just never could get over the hump, man. Our offense was never really that good.
Damn. But I look at you, and I look at Kenny. I mean, like Kenny he looked like he put something on you, and I know for sure you could do something out there. So how was Hillside football?
Hillside football, man, what was good? I mean, it was just like that era in the 90s, from 90 to 94. We kind of ushered in a tradition in some ways. And so on the football side, when I first started as a freshman, it was the first year of Coach K, John K.
Yes, sir. I remember him.
And I remember Coach Sellers was helping and all of those things. And I think he brought in a program that we responded to. And so our freshman year, I forget what our record was, but we was competitive. My sophomore year was our first, kind of winning season. But then when we went into 93, bro, we was good. Like, we only lost one game. We lost to Immaculata. And we just had a really good cohesive team. Lamont was, to me, the first Michael Vick, a wizard with the ball in his hand. He could run and throw. We had guys like, Everett Monte Stokes and Derek Jordan, and just real, leadership, building block character dudes. And we all got along. Right. And that was the really cool thing about it, too. We was all friends. And I remember we went 7-1-1 that year. We lost against Immaculata Parochial School, who always beat us. And then we ended up tying this school called it was the Burley Bears, I believe. Burley,
yeah.
Dude, we had no business tying them either. We should have beat the shit out of them. Had no business tying them. But even if we beat them, we still wouldn't have made the playoffs because of the point system back then.
Yeah.
Dude, there's no doubt in my mind we could have won it all in 93 if we would have went into the playoffs.
Wow.
Dog, we was good. We was fast on the perimeter. We was tough up the middle. We had great leadership. Again, man, out of that team, we had two dudes to go D1, myself and Lamont Adams. So
now, besides Lamont Adams, who else was on that team that was like a producer?
So that year, Roger Wingate was a puppy.
Yeah.
He was a puppy.
Yeah.
You had guys like Eric Graves that ended up being good.
Right.
Barry Bird ended up being really good.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? It was dudes that ended up being good later on. Like Chad, I forget Chad's last name. He was a lineman. I forget Chad's last name, but we had decent athletes up front and then on the perimeter, but they was just younger.
Yeah.
And so when we left after 94, they ended up having a better team than ours because all of those guys matured.
Right.
And then you had guys like, Rayvon Miles coming through, making his presence known. And so all of those guys were really starting to gel. So they was actually better than us after we left. But they were just younger when we was rocking. And so at that time, my junior year, it was me, Lamont, this dude named Everett Stokes, Monty is what we called him, dude named Derek Jordan. Isaac was a big contributor. Yeah, man, we just collectively, we just had a good team, man. We just gelled.
So basically, that team was just like a powerhouse. It was just a little bit immature, but you know what I'm saying? You guys got it together, and then when you started winning.
We started winning, man. As a matter of fact, I think that was the first real successful year we had. A lot of times when you go into the gym now, you see a lot of our plaques in basketball.
Yeah.
We got a few banners in football too.
Definitely. I'm gonna throw a name at you. I'm gonna see if you can catch this one. Tyrese Henderson.
How you know him?
Yo, man, I'm Kirk's little brother. I gotta know everybody.
Ty, man.
He was tough. I want to say he was running back.
He was a running back. Tyrese, man, he backed me up, which is funny. It's funny, man. You just gave me a blast from the past, bro. Tyrese was one of them cats who was always supportive. Yeah. He was tough. He was little, but yet at the same time, like he never backed down. He just always had encouragement.